وأنا بعثت رسالة أيضا في واتساب جروب. I sent a message in the WhatsApp group ولكن لم يجب. لا بأس إن شاء الله. نبدأ بالدرس الأول من قصص النبيين إن شاء الله. So I'm just going to share my screen. Okay, so everyone should have their قصص النبيين out. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see that. Okay, and another thing before I start, actually, let me actually stop sharing. The copy of Qisas al-Nabiyyin I use is this one, if I can show you with my camera. Okay, so this is a more of a modern, it's the latest version of the book, Qisas al-Nabiyyin. It's written by one of our teachers in the madrasa I studied. So what he's done with this copy is, number one, the font's a bit better. This is computer font. And for every lesson, if you look, all the vocab that comes in the lesson, he's typed all the vocab up with their translations. So it's extremely helpful for the students. And you know, the babs and the plurals and etc. etc. So whatever you need to know about the words that come inside, all your hard work has basically been done.
Yeah. Can we get hold of that? Because I'll show you what I was using to work out for the vocab. I've been using this massive dictionary, which takes about 10 minutes to find one word in.
So I'll send you you should be able to get it from Amazon. I'll send you the link, inshallah. Where you can get it from.
So I was going to ask as well. I've got the hard copy of Qisas. Would you recommend getting the hard copy of Al-Arabiyya Bayna Yadayk as well?
To be honest, I recommend the hard copy of any book that you're studying.
Okay.
But what you can do is, after the first lesson of Arabiyya Bayna Yadayk, what I would suggest is just attend the lesson and then see how the lesson goes, and just flick through the PDF as well. If you because I've had many students, they feel, I don't really need the PDF. I'm perfectly fine. I don't need the hard copy. I'm perfectly fine with the PDF. So I respect that. I personally prefer the hard copy with anything that I study. Okay, so let's get started now. Okay, so the title is Qisas al-Nabiyyin. You can also say Qisas al-Nabiyyin as well. Okay, so this book is so the singular for Qisas is Qissa, Qissatun. So Qissatun means a story or a narration. Qisas is the plural. So Qisas, stories, and Nabiyyin is prophets. So it's actually the singular to Nabiyyin is Nabiyyu, and Nabiyyu, isn't it? Yeah, Nabiyyu. And the plural is an-Nabiyyuna, prophets. Who can tell me what's Nabiyyina with a ya instead of Nabiyyuna?
Majroor.
Okay, good. Why is it majroor?
Mudaf ilayh.
Okay, good. So this is a mudaf ilayh structure. So the stories of the prophets, and lil atfal, for children. And why is it atfali, Kausar?
Because the harf at the beginning of li.
Okay, li. Yeah, by the way, I'm just going to be asking you some basic questions like this, just to make sure what you guys know, what you guys don't know. If you don't know the answer to any question, that's fine as well. And there's not to worry. So so no one should be worried. Oh, he's going to ask me, I'm not going to know it. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay. So this is stories of the prophets for children, and then it says لِتَعْلِيمِ اللُّغَةِ الْعَرَبِيَّةِ, to teach the Arabic language, وَالْأَسَالِيبِ الْقُرْآنِيَّةِ, and the Quranic style, you can say. Okay. So the author, he explains in the Muqaddimah, the purpose of writing this book was because when students of Arabic were trying to learn Arabic, the only thing they had access to was like stories of monkeys and hippos and animals and things like that, talking Arabic and things. The usual children's books. So he wanted to write something from a religious perspective for students to use to learn Arabic. So that's what he explains in the Muqaddimah. So the author he was from an Indian background. He was Indian, passed away in 1999, Maulana Abul Hasan Nadwi. He was an amazing scholar. When he passed away, they actually done Janazah Salah in Makkah as well. They done the Ghaib Janazah, although he didn't pass away in Makkah, but they done his Janazah there. That's how well respected he was, of a scholar he was. So he was born in the Indian subcontinent. He lived there, but he was a great scholar. His talks and things are on YouTube as well. You can go see them. He's in Arabic to the Arab world. Yeah, so he's a very great scholar. But anyway, so let's start. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. And if anyone has any questions throughout the lesson, feel free to put your hand up and ask. So there's nothing wrong with asking questions. I encourage that. So if you haven't understood something, please stop me. If I've gone over something too fast, please stop me and ask away. Okay. So, and also feel free to give me feedback as well at the end of the lesson, how you felt. Was it too slow? Was I going too fast? But like I said, the first few lessons will be a bit slow just to make sure everyone's on board. Okay. So, man kassara al-asnam. Kausa, can you translate that?
Who broke the idols?
Yeah. I'm going to be asking a few grammar questions as well, a lot more than I will do in the later stage at this period, just to make sure that you guys, just so I know which level you guys are. So kasara, what kind of word is that?
It's a fi'l, it's a verb.
Fi'l what? Which tense?
Past tense, madi.
Okay, yeah. So it's kasara, singular past tense verb, and the verb is daraba yadribu. So how do you say the present?
Kasara yaksuru. Yaksiru.
Yeah, yaksiru. Is everyone else aware of the verbs, the 6 verbs?
Yeah.
Okay, so Adam is, Brother Azim?
Yeah, yes, although I can't tell you what they are.
Okay, that's fine. Sister Amina?
I need to brush up on that.
Okay, that's fine. So yeah, so the 6 verbs, daraba yadribu, sami'a yasma'u, which the 3-lettered verbs, they fall under one of these scales, isn't it? So you have daraba yadribu, you have sami'a yasma'u, nasara yansuru. Don't worry about writing any of this down. I'll give you resources to go over this afterwards. So whatever you don't know, there's no worry that you don't know that. I'll give you the resources after the class or another time on the WhatsApp group, and I'll share, wherever you're missing, we'll catch up on that, inshallah. Okay, so man kasara. So who broke? Al-asnama is the plural. And Yasin, why is asnama with a fatha? Do you know?
Possessor.
Not quite. Sister Amina, do you know why it has a fatha?
Not sure, sorry.
Okay, that's fine. Brother Zim?
Because it's the object.
Okay, yeah, so it's the object. So generally so it's an object. So whatever an object is, it's given a fatha, isn't it? And the example that I make everyone just memorize and write down is, what shall I write over here? Daraba. So this is a verb. And now we need the doer. Zaydun. So doer always has a double dhamma. Zaydun. And now the object, the person upon whom the action is being done, always gets a fatha. Amran. So this is the doer with a double dhamma, and this is the object that always has a double fatha. Unless it obviously has an alif lam in the beginning, then we've learned that it can't take a tanween, isn't it? So it only has one fatha. So so applying this rule, man kasara al-asnama, the action of breaking is being done upon the idols, isn't it? So that's why the idols here is the object. Okay, so man kasara al-asnama, who broke the idols? If there's any questions, by the way, just stop me and I'll re-explain it. Okay, ba'i'ul asnami, the seller of idols. Ba'i'ul asnami. Kausa, just explain the sentence structure of this.
This is a mudaf ilayh structure.
Okay, yeah. So this is the mudaf, and this is the mudaf ilayh, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so mudaf. So ba'i' is the mudaf. This is the possessed, and asnam is the possessor. So the seller of idols. You know, whenever you have that of in English, that means it's a possessed and possessor in Arabic. So how do you say of in Arabic? You just with the dhamma and with the kasra, basically. Seller of idols. Ba'i'ul asnami. Okay, Adam, what kind of word is ba'ir?
اسم الفاعل.
Ism al-fa'il, good. Okay, brother Azim, are you aware of what ism al-fa'il is?
Does that mean the possessor?
Not quite.
Or the
Okay, that's fine. Sister Amina?
Sorry, I really do need to brush up on this as well.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm just asking these questions right now just to see which level you're at. Then whatever you're missing, I can fill that in. So because right now, if I don't know who's at what stage, I can't really fill in your blanks. So that's why I'm gonna keep on asking you questions just to see what level you're at. So then after I know exactly what level you're at, I can give you extra work. I can tell you, okay, you need to study this to fill in this gap, etc. Yeah. So the ism al-fa'il, just to remind you guys, is let's say we have daraba. It's a past tense verb, isn't it? Daraba is a past tense verb, which means he hit in the past. So Kausar, how do I say hitter?
ضارب.
Yeah. So if you want to take a verb and put in the meaning of hitter or helper instead of it happening in the past, so the person that's doing the action right now, yeah, you put in a pattern of fa'il. So that's why daraba becomes darib. So that means hitter. Or let's take another verb, nasara, yeah, which means he helped. So Sister Amina, how do I say helper?
I'm still not following. Sorry.
Okay, let's try Azim. Were you following that?
yeah, I know that it change. I know obviously it changes, but I can't tell you. I can't see.
Okay. So let me just repeat that. That's fine. Okay, so daraba is a past tense verb, isn't it? Yeah. Daraba means he hit in the past. Yeah. Yeah. So if I just said daraba, the doer inside that is the pronoun he, isn't it? He's doing the hitting.
Yes.
So that? Okay. Now, how would I say? Now the question is, daraba is a past tense verb, which means he hit. Now, so even in English, there's a difference. One is he hit, and in English we can say hitter, the person that's doing the hitting. Or let's say nasara, he helped. And in English we have another word called helper, the person that's doing the helping, isn't it?
Yes.
Or let's take another verb. Let's take fataha, he opened. The person that's doing the action of opening, what do we call that person in English? Anyone?
Opener.
Yeah, opener. So these words: opener, helper, hitter, kicker, whatever. Yes, the person that's doing the action of kicking. Everyone understood the English concept of it.
Yes.
Now, how do I say that in Arabic now? Hitter, helper. So I know daraba means he hit in the past, but that's not hitter, is it? So what you do, you take these three letters, daraba, and you put in a pattern of fa'il. So let me just erase that. Okay. So can you see the fa with an alif, yeah? Can you see the fa with an alif, everyone? So what I'll replace the fa with a dod. So I'll be do with an alif. Then the fa'i is a kasra. So I'm going to replace that with the ra with a kasra, dori. And then you have the lam, and I'm going to put a ba at the end. So my three letters from daraba, I've replaced it, the file with it. Has everyone understood what I've done here?
Yeah.
Brother Zami, you following?
So it's become darib.
Yeah, darib.
So yeah.
Sister Amina, did you see what I done there? Did you understand it?
I think so. Yes.
Okay. If you didn't understand, it's not a problem. I will be repeating these concepts again and again.
So with Nasara, for example, would it become Nasr?
Okay, yeah, but nasi, yeah, with a kasra.
Nasi.
Yeah, good.
Nasir.
Yeah. So Nasara means he
And
helped.
Fatih would it be Fatih?
Yes, good. Okay,
Is that
so
right? Or
yeah, that's correct. Yes. Okay, so
Okay.
Sister Mina, let me give you one. Let me give you one example, and after we're going to move on. So let's take a verb, sami'a. Okay, now let's take jalasa. Kasa, what does jalasa mean?
He sit. He sit.
He sits. He sat.
Or he sat. Yeah.
Yes, it's the English that's the problem, not the Arabic. Okay, so yeah, he sat. Okay, so now, Sister Amina, what I want to say, I don't want to say he sat. I want to say the sitter. So the person that's doing the action of sitting. So how would I say that? So I need to put in the pattern fa'il. Would you be able to tell me how to do that?
Is it jalis?
Okay, good. Yeah. So you give the ja, li, s, like that. Jalis on the pattern of fa'il. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so let's move on. So ba'i' is from the verb ba'a yabi'u, which means to sell. So ba'a, he one man sold, yabi'u, he is selling. And the doer version of that on the pattern fa'il is ba'i', the seller of idols. Okay. And if like I mentioned, if you guys have my copy of the book, that will make your lives a lot easier because all these words, everything's all written down, by the way. So you don't have to use a dictionary for anything. Okay, so let's continue now. Okay, so قبل أيام كثيرة جدا. Okay, I'm not going to do any more nahwa rules, although there are quite a few nahwa rules are coming up. Maybe at the end, I'll do a few. I'll do another nahwa rule because I just want to get through some of the text. Get through some of the text now. So this is how this book's going to go. So every day we'll cover a nahwa rule and we'll go through text. We'll cover nahwa rule, we'll go through text, and we'll revise the nahwa rules all the time as we're doing it. Okay, so قبل أيام كثيرة جدا. قبل means before. أيام means days. Brother Adam, what's the singular to أيام?
يوم.
Yeah. Okay, so يوم is day, أيام is days, كثيرة is many, كثيرة many. So many days before. Jiddan just emphasizes the sentence. Jiddan always comes at the end of the sentence, and it comes to emphasize whatever you've said.
Very, is it?
Yeah. So in English we give a overall translation as very, but let's say, but that's like just so the student can understand what it does to the sentence. But technically, very is not the translation of Jiddan, because, or else it wouldn't really make sense here, would it? Many very days before, or like how would you even say that? Yeah. So in reality, what Jiddan does, it just emphasizes whatever you're trying to say. So let's say I will say, Innahu jamilun. He is beautiful. How would I emphasize that he is extremely beautiful? I'll just put Jiddan at the end. Innahu jamilun jiddan. So in here, the translation will be very. He is very beautiful. But that doesn't always have to be the translation, depending on the context, like over here. So that's all you have to do. So jiddan emphasizes the sentence. So قبل أيام كثيرة جدا. Many days before. كان في قرية رجل مشهور جدا. Okay, kana, what does that do to the sentence, Adam?
It makes it past, doesn't it?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, anything else you want to say about it?
Are you talking about like grammatically or just in terms of its meaning?
Okay, so first was the meaning. Do you know the grammar behind it? What kana does?
Well, it's a kana would make it has an ism which would be marfu', like with a dhamma, wouldn't it? And then a khabar which would be mansub.
Okay, good, perfect. Yeah. Okay. I'll go into the. Okay, actually, let's see. Okay, so yeah, so kana puts the whole sentence into past. So imagine kana was not there. So let's scribble it out. Yeah, kana's not there. That'll be fi qaryatin, in a village, rajulun mashhurun, there is a famous man, jiddan, very famous man. So that would be like present tense. There is a famous man in a village. But kana does is puts the whole thing into past. Kana fi qaryatin, there was a very famous man. So generally, so kana is put into the past tense. Normally it translates as was. Okay. So now the thing about kana, it requires a subject and it requires an information. Yeah. So let's say, for example, the house is tall. So what's the subject over here? Anyone?
House.
Yeah, the house. What's the information?
It's full.
Yeah,
What did you say?
Yeah, the fact that it's tall. Yeah.
Full.
So
Tall.
kana needs to appear on a sentence that has a subject and an information for it to make sense. So then if I was to put kana in that sentence, that I would say the house was tall. Whereas if it's just a subject and I said the house was, like, what was it? Doesn't make sense. Yeah. So that's why for kana to work, it needs a subject and needs an information. So brother Azim, in this sentence, kana fi qaryatin rajulun mashhurun jiddan, what's the subject here?
Town.
Okay. So kana fi qaryatin.
No, sorry. A man. I would
Okay.
say.
Okay, yeah. So the man is the focus of the sentence, isn't it? So rajulun mashhurun, these two words is the subject of kana over here. So there's rajulun mashhurun is the subject. And the easiest way you can tell what's a subject is generally the subject will be given dhamma. So if you see kana and on the same sentence there's a word with a dhamma, most likely that will be the subject because the subject of kana is given two dhammas. Easy? And usually the information of kana is given double fatha. Unless obviously fi comes before it, then because we know that the fi gives the next word a kasra, isn't it? So that's why. So the information here is actually fi qaryatin, but because of the fi, this qaryatin has given a kasra. But usually the information of kana has a fatha. Everyone understood that so far? How kana works?
Can I ask you, if it was the present tense, would you use kana at all? I mean, not kana. Would you use any other word? Like, do you need for the present tense? Do you need a almost like a verb word, a weak verb?
Okay. So good question. For the present tense, no, you don't need a kana or anything like that. So if I just said fi qaryatin rajulun mashhurun, that's automatically present tense. Okay, so that's that. Okay, let me ask you guys, because obviously some of you guys are new, and Adam, mashallah, answering all the questions, get them correct. Okay, so let me ask you a slightly more advanced grammar question. Why is rajulun mashhurun, although that's the subject, why is that at the end? Because the subject is supposed to be in the beginning of the sentence, isn't it? Anyone know why the subject has been moved to the end?
Is it just because of emphasis? So they've brought the khabar forward?
No, not in this case. Not over here, no. Anyone know? Okay. What I'll do after the class, I'm going to send a book on the WhatsApp group. I'll give you the page number. I want someone to read it and then tell me in the group, yeah? Okay. Let's move on. Okay. وَكَانَ اسم هذا الرجل آزرا. So again, the kana puts into was, past tense. Okay, rajuli. Why is it with a kasra?
مضاف إليه.
Okay, what's the mudaf?
اسم.
Okay, good. So ismu is mudaf. And this is the mudaf. هذا الرجل is the mudaf ilayh. هذا الرجل. So the way it translates it. So now remember, whenever you have a mudaf ilayh, what do we need in English?
Of.
So we need of. So the name. So ism is obviously name. The name of هذا الرجل, this man. Yeah, so the name of هذا الرجل means this man. So because it has an alif lam, so that's why it means this man. If it was just هذا رجل, that'd be this is a man, isn't it? هذا رجل would mean this is a man. But because of the alif lam, it means هذا الرجل means this man. So the name of this man was, so you know this kana, I won't say is now, I'm going to say was because of this kana. Azar. Okay. So, okay, let's try and identify the subject of kana here. What's the subject of kana, Kausar? Do you know?
Ism, isn't it?
Okay, any other views? Any other madhabs?
The man. No, ism. Because you said before that the dhamma that tends to denote the did you say the subject?
Okay, mashallah. So you have evidence to support your madhab, mashallah. Any other views?
Is it ismu hadha rajuli? Is that all the subject?
Okay, yes, good, perfect. Yeah, so ismu hadha rajuli. So remember, ism is the possessed, and hadha rajul is the possessor. Both of these compartments come together to make the subject. So remember, the subject does not have to be one word. The subject could be an entire sentence. Yeah, so in this case, it's a few words. So the mudaf and mudaf ilayh put together makes the subject of kana. So ismu hadha rajuli is the subject. What's the information about the name of this man? That he was Azar. Yeah. Okay, so that's that. You don't have, by the way, if you're not getting this too much at the moment, you don't have to work yourself up. You know, you'll get it over time. Okay. Wakana. Okay, so let's move on. By the way, if anyone has any questions, feel free to stop me and ask, and I'll explain if I've gone over something too fast or if I haven't explained something. Feel free to stop me whenever. So anyone is able to stop me, and I'll re-explain or go over something I have missed. Okay, but if there's no stopping me, then I'll just continue. I'll continue. Yeah. Okay. Wakana azaru yabi'ul asnama. So wakana again was azaru. Azar. So this man. So yabi'u. What does yabi'u mean? Anyone?
So.
Okay, and this is a verb. What tense?
Mudari.
Okay, good. Mudari. So present tense verb. And Adam, what's the past tense of this verb?
Ba'a.
Okay, good. Yeah. Ba'a, he one man sold. Yabi'u, he is selling. So wakana azaru yabi'u. Yabi'u is a present tense verb. Yeah. Kana puts into a past. Why did they use a present tense here? Isn't that a contradiction? Kana is telling it's in the past. Yabi'u is telling it's in the present.
That's why I was confused about that.
Okay. Someone answer that, please.
Is it because he was always selling in the past or something?
So just explain that answer better so everyone understands.
Is it because he was always selling in the past? Or does it emphasize that he's always, that's all he's ever been doing?
Okay, yeah, that answer is correct. So what happens is if, so with kana, so the effect of a present tense verb with kana is it puts into continuous past. Not that he sold it once or twice. The way you'll translate that is he used to sell. Azar used to sell. It's continuous past. It was habitual. So that's the benefit of kana with a fi'l mudari, with a present tense verb. So he used to sell. Everyone understood that? So let's say I could say kana yadribu. He used to hit. Kana yasma'u fil fasli. He used to listen in the class. If I just said sami'a fil fasli, that would be like he listened in the class. But I want to say he used to do it. So I use kana yasma'u. He used to listen with a present tense verb. Okay. And asnama. So generally, whenever you see a verb, a fi'l, you need a doer, because whenever there's an action, you need someone doing the action, isn't it? And depending on the type of verb, they'll need a maf'ul, an object. So let's say I kicked the ball. So the doer is I, and the object being kicked is the ball, isn't it? Yeah. So in Arabic, it's the same thing. Whenever you see a verb, you should be thinking, okay, who's the doer? Is there an object that the action is being done upon? Okay. And the easiest way to identify a object is what did we say, Amina? How do you identify an object? The object will have.
الدمة.
So look at this example over here. ضرب زيد عمرا.
Sorry, فتح.
Can you see the example?
Yep.
Okay, so ضرب زيد عمرا. Zaid hit Amr. So what haraka does the object have? Okay, can you see Amr, the word at the end?
Sorry.
It's fine. Can you see the example on the what I've written?
فتح.
Okay, yeah. So if you look over here, so Amran has double fatha, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the object has a double fatha, unless obviously if we've learnt in our Durus Part 1 that if a word has an alif lam, it doesn't accept tanween, isn't it? So you can't accept double fatha. That's why here it only has one fatha. Okay. So wakana azaru yabi'u. So Azar used to sell al-asnama, idols. Everyone got that so far? Easy? Okay, let's move on. Okay. وكان في هذه القرية بيت كبير جدا. Brother Zaim, are you able to translate this sentence?
In this town, there was a very, if you like, large house.
Okay, good. So Brother Zaim, what's the subject of the of kana over here?
The subject is in this town.
Okay. The
No, sorry, it was sorry, I might change that.
okay,
Sorry,
yeah.
just
Yeah, so what's the subject?
it's large house, very large house, and the object is in this town, or the it's actually a genitive case.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, good. That's fine. Okay, so this is the subject. And how do we know?
You could say there is a big house in this town, or there was a big house in this town, or a very big house in this town.
Yeah.
In English, you'd sort of turn the sentence around, probably.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah. So here the subject is Baytun Kabirun. What gives it away is the Dhamma.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the easiest way to remember the rule of kana is just remember an example from the Quran. So kana Allahu ghafurar rahima. So kana Allahu, Allah gets a dhamma, ghafuran, so Allah is the subject, ghafuran, the information gets a fatha. So that's the easiest way to remember this rule. Kana Allahu ghafuran. Allah is the most forgiving. Okay. So kana baytun kabirun. There was a very jiddan, very large village, fi in hadhihi al-qaryati, in this village. So there was a very large house in this village. And qaryati, brother Zim, why does it have a kasra?
Because it's a genitive case, because it's in this because it's it's well, that's that's my explanation because
what's giving it a kasra?
The in.
Okay, yeah, the feet, yeah.
The feet, yeah.
Okay, yeah, good. Okay. Okay, so that's that. If anyone didn't understand the translation, feel free to stop me and ask me to repeat it. That's fine. وَكَانَ فِي هَذَا الْبَيْتِ أَصْنَامٌ كَثِيرَةٌ جِدًّا. Okay, so فِي هَذَا الْبَيْتِ, again, that's going to be the information. No. What's the subject in this one? Brothers, Adam, you're good at this?
أصنام.
وَكَانَ فِي هَذَا الْبَيْتِ
أصنام.
أصنام. Everyone agree that this will be the subject? This is a tricky one. Okay, yeah. So this whole thing will be the subject. أصنام كثيرة جدا. Yeah. So the subject is that there are many idols. What's the information about them? That they're in this house. في هذا البيت.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think something I remember being taught is it. You know, if you have a harf al-jar, a preposition at all, is that automatically the khabar, the what do you call it? The predicate.
From a logical perspective, yes, because fi or ala.
I think I remember being taught that also.
Yeah. So logically that follows, yeah. Because when you're saying something is in something, generally giving information about that, isn't it? If I say the book is on the table will be the information, isn't it? Or in the wherever. Yeah, so logically, yeah, that's another way to look at it as well. Okay, good. Okay, so asnamun, they just repeated just for emphasis. Kathiratun, many. So there are many idols. Fi hadal bayti, in this house. So there were, so because of kana, I'll translate it as were. There were many idols. Fi hadal bayti, in this house. Sister Amina, why is it bayti with a kasra? What's giving it a kasra?
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Yasin, can you tell me what's giving it a kasra?
I don't know.
Okay, so it's the fi, isn't it? So we had the same. So fi gives the next word a kasra. So hadal bayti, it comes together. So the fi, whenever you have fi, this fi is a harful jar. So whenever you get fi, it gives the next word a kasra. So that's why hadal bayti, it has a kasra because of the fi. So it's the same thing happened over here as well. Hadihil qaryati. So the fi gave the qaryati a kasra. In the second line over here, oh, you can't even see my pointer, can you? Oh, I thought you could see my pointer. Okay, that's a shame. Okay, I'll have to sort that out. Okay, so in the second line as well, so if you look over here, the fi gave qaryatin a kasra. Yeah, so whenever you had the fi, it gave the next word a kasra. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so وَكَانَ النَّاسُ يَسْجُدُونَ لِهَذِهِ الْأَصْنَامِ. Okay, no, actually, wait. وَكَانَ النَّاسُ يَسْجُدُونَ لِهَذِهِ الْأَصْنَامِ. So nas is obviously people. So you have people. وَكَانَ النَّاسُ. Kausar, why is nasu with a dhamma?
It's the subject.
Okay, yeah. So this is our subject of kana. Okay, so now what's the information? What were they doing? Yes, juduna. What does that mean?
They were. It's jam'a plural of prostrating. Mudarib verb.
Okay, good. So there's a present tense verb, plural. So that's what the waw nun is, the plural, isn't it? Yes, juduna. They were prostrating. What bab is this?
Nasra yansuru.
Okay, good. So the dhammas give it away. So it's in the pattern nasara yansuru. Yes, do. Okay, so this is a nasara yansuru. Wakana nasu, and the people would yasjuduna, would prostrate. Lihadihil asnami. Translate the last part.
To these idols.
Okay, and why does asnami have a kasra?
It's because of the li and هذه, the harf from هذه.
Okay, good. So this li over here gives the asnami a kasra. So li is another harful jar, works exactly the same as fi, isn't it? So far in the lesson, we've had two harful jars. One is fi, and the other one is li. So they both give next word kasra. Okay, so you had the fi and the li. So, and the people would prostrate, li means two. So li means two. The people would prostrate to these idols, plural. Okay. So the next sentence over here is basically the same as the above one, except this is singular now. وَكَانَ آزَرُ يَسْجُدُ, singular. So before يَسْجُدُونَ, plural. So now the waw noon is gone. So وَكَانَ آزَرُ, and Azar would يَسْجُدُ, prostrate. Brother Azim, just remind me the benefit of a present tense verb with kana.
Sorry, say that again.
What does a present tense verb do when it comes with kana?
It gives a continuous past. So he used to.
Okay, good, yeah.
So we would say as I used to prostrate to the idols.
Yeah. So, and the next part is the same, lihadi lasnami, to these idols. Okay, good. So again, azar is the subject, and yasjudu lihadihi lasnam is the information. Put an I there. Put in this information. Okay. Last line. وَكَانَ آزَرُ يَعْبُدُ عَبَدَ يَعْبُدُ. Which bab is that, Adam?
Nasara.
Okay, good. And the Dhamma gave it away, isn't it? So put in there. Nasara yansuru. Okay, so abada means to worship, isn't it? Sister Amina, are you able to translate this line, last line? If you can't, that's fine.
Azar would worship the idols.
Okay, yeah. Yes, this is simple. So last three lines are basically the same thing, isn't it? Except the first one's plural. The second one has yasjudu, singular, and the last one just replaced yasjudu with the ya'budu. Okay. So is there any confusion regarding the translation? Okay. There were other grammar rules that have come up in this lesson, but I'm not going to go over them today. And just the fact that there's, some new, I don't want to overwhelm you with grammar rules at the beginning. So we'll just do one or two rules at a time and we'll go. And whatever more resources I need to embed these grammar rules, I'll give you those resources as well to do more practicing on the grammar rules. That's fine. So let's say qabla was another grammar rule, but I'm not going to go through that now. Let's say hadhihi al-asnam. Why is it hadhihi instead of hada or haula? That's another grammar rule, which the current student class probably knows these rules. You should do anyway.
Masculine, feminine.
Not quite. Asnam is a masculine word. Hadhihi is singular feminine.
That's hadhihi, I thought.
Yeah.
So when plural non feminine items, they treat it as singular feminine.
Yeah, so plural inanimate objects, according to Arabic grammar, are treated as singular feminine. So for hadihi is brought in all these cases. But if you don't understand that, we'll go through it another lesson. Okay, so as a student of Arabic, what you should be able to do is you must know exactly why you're reading this Arab like this. So let's say I'm reading qabla. I should know why I'm reading with a fatha. I read ayyamin. I should know exactly why is it ayyamin? Why is it kathiratin? Why is it kathiratin? Yeah. So you should never be so in Arabic, blind following is not allowed. Yeah. You need to be your own mujtahid. You need to have your own madhab. Yeah. So blind following is haram in Arabic. So what I mean by blind following is you're just reading the Arabs on the book and you have no idea of the dalil or the evidence of why it's there. Yeah. So in Arabic, that's not allowed. Yeah, in fiqh, there's a difference of opinion, but In Arabic, there's only one opinion, which is you must know the reason behind all of these i'rabs. So let's say if you're reading kana fi qaryatin rajulun, hey, why is it rajulun with a dhamma? You need to figure it out. You need to ask, or something. So you need to gather all of these there. And what I'll do is every lesson I'll listen to you guys. So let's say next lesson in Qisas Nabiyyin, the first 20 minutes or so will be me listening to your guys' translation. Yeah, so you need to read the Arabic to me fluently, and you need to be able to translate the passage to me as well. And what I strongly recommend, because obviously here, like, we're all coming here for our own benefit, isn't it? No one's forced to come here. We all want to learn Arabic. We all want to be able to understand the Quran. What I recommend, when you read the text to me and then you translate it from a copy that does not have any of these notes. So there's no notes of, the meanings of words, because what happens is you start relying on the English rather than the Arabic. And so there's not really much benefit in it. By the way, the translation of this book is available. So if you don't want to read the Arabic version, everyone's more than free to read the English version if that's easier. But obviously, we're not here to learn English grammar. We're here to learn Arabic, isn't it? Yeah. So I strongly recommend that when you read the lesson back to me, you use a copy without any notes. And the more fluent that you are with the translation, it's better. And obviously, I'm just telling you now. So if you're scared, I won't be fluent. That's fine. We're all new here, so no one needs to be scared. I won't be able to do it. Everyone here is at a different pace, and we'll work together, inshallah, at our own pace. That's fine. That's not an issue as well. Any questions about this?
If the obviously which vowels, whether it's fatha, kasra, or dhamma, basically denote whether it's, for example, a subject or the object. Does that mean you could potentially put the order of those words anywhere in a sentence, and it doesn't matter? Because I mean, essentially, it's not necessarily always the order that counts. It's the it's what the if you like, the vowels at the ends of the words are.
A good question, but in some sentences you can, in some sentences you can't, because you can't contradict any grammar rules either. Like, for example, let's take kana fi qaryatin, the second line, kana fi qaryatin rajulun mashhurun jiddan. So if you said kana rajulun mashhurun fi qaryatin, that'll be grammatically incorrect. And the reason why that will be grammatically incorrect is I'll send you guys the book and I'll tell you the page number to check it in. Yeah, so a bit more detail about that. Yeah, so in some places you can, in some places you can't. Okay, any other questions about this text that we've done so far, or anything in general? Okay, so what we'll do now is, okay, so by 9 p.m. we generally would have finished Qisas Nabiyyin. So by 9 p.m. So we don't want to go over 9 p.m. So we'll try to start at 8 p.m. sharp. I'll listen to you guys and then I'll explain. We'll go through Nahwa rules. And by the way, any Nahwa rules that we mentioned, try and make sure you go over them in your spare time. So that's, the verb, do, or object rule. Try and write down the example in your notebook. And memorize, if I give advice, memorize this example, try and memorize these examples. That will help you a lot. And then let's say you've contemplated and you're still not sure, drop a message on the classroom group. I didn't understand this. Can you please explain it? I'll send another voice note, or, I'll re-go over it in class, etc., etc. So try and go over all these concepts. Okay, so if there's no other question, what we'll do, let me just stop the recording and the sharing.